Yo, what's going on? Mad Scientist here. I'm going to show you guys today how I do my arrangements. I've got all of my patterns already pre-made here, right, all laid out. I'm going to show you guys how I organize those together to make a complete beat, okay? So I've got a few different elements. Let me go ahead and play this, give you guys a listen. Okay, that's it. End of the video. No. So anyways, yeah, so I've got all these things here. This is how I like to split up my stuff. I've got some keys, some pads, I got a lead, I got a bass line, I got some kicks, I got multiple kicks, I got multiple snares, I got multiple hi-hats, I got a crash in there, a cymbal, right? So this is what I will do. I will create my whole setup, stacked all up together, and then basically I'll just spread that out to create the actual instrumental. This right here, what you guys are hearing, it will be the loop of the hook section, okay? And right now, the way that I'm doing my stuff off is I do a little tiny, I do like an 8-bar intro, and then which is actually a 4-bar intro because I do my stuff in halftime, and then it goes into the hook, and then it will go into a verse, and then it'll go into a hook, and then a verse, and then a hook, and then it ends with a little 4-bar outro. Okay, so although it does say 8 bars up here, since my stuff is done in halftime, that is technically only 4 bars. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, right, is I'm going to select everything, right, and I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to copy it over, okay? Now this right here is technically the full hook. This is an 8-bar hook, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy this again, drag this over, okay? This is the first half of the verse, and this is the second half of the verse. This is the way that I do it. All right, so now I'm going to start kind of peeling back the parts to kind of open it up, you know what I mean? So the lead, I'm only using the lead in the hook, so I'm going to take it out of the verse completely. For the first 8 bars of the verse, I only use my first instrument, right? I use just the keys, and then I have the pads come in on the second half of the verse, all right? Also, I like to take out the bass. I know, right? I take out the bass in the first half of the verse. It opens it up for when the bass comes in again. It hits hard, right? And that's the point. You want there to be tension and release. This is the tension, this is the release, okay? And then and it builds up, and it goes into the tension again, and then it'll get more release, okay? Okay, so here, I got a hi-hat every 4 bars, so it's technically every 2 bars, right, for the hook, but I'm going to take that out so that it's not like that. I only want to hit it half the time, okay? And now I'm going to change it up with the hi-hats. When you got a lot of that, you gotta leave breaks in there. You gotta open it up, right? So I'm gonna take it out for the first 4 bars, whatever. Let it pop up again right here, and then I'm gonna take out everything, both hi-hats, because I have 2 hi-hats right here in the second part, or I guess it's taking me 1, 2, 3. That's third part, right here. And then it goes into this again. Okay, so it's see how that opens up. Bass hits, but see throughout the verse, the verses got subtle movement, very subtle movement. You don't want big, huge, change ups really. It'll take away from the vocalist, the rapper, singer, whomever's on the particular track, right? Now, before I go into some various cut-ups that I'll do here in the verse, what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to copy this, right? Select it, hold shift, move it over, and I'm going to create the second verse, right? And I'm going to grab this hook, shift it again, and that's going to be there, okay? So I've got, you can tell from the big blocks, I've got hook, verse, hook, verse, hook, okay? And then I like to, end it off here. Leave that, I pull that out so that there's a little trail end when you mix it down, right? And we'll pull this up to the 8 bar because I like to have a little bit of an intro. Yep, just like that. Okay. So, yeah, so there's a little so here now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna make the verses a little different. Okay, so first off, here between the first 8 bars and the second 8 bars, I'm going to make a cut right there, right? And then I always like to have a nice little cut right before the hook, right? I leave just the bass sound, so yeah. See that? There you go. Just like that. Alright, so now into the second verse, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and remove the hi-hats we got there because I'm going to transfer these over. I want to continue the busyness of the hi-hats of the cymbal section, right, in this part, because what I'm going to do here is I'm actually cutting out the kicks completely. No kicks at all, okay? And then I'm going to take away the hi-hats here because as it transitions from this to this to this, I want it to like kind of gradually, open up that way. And then here, do the same thing as before, only I'm going to cut out the bass completely on this one. And right before when the transition from the first 8 to the second 8, I'm going to cut these out as well. Open that up, right? Now this really opens it up. It gives it a good breakdown. You got, like I said, you got, tension, then release, and then you got a build up, and then you got tension again to a drastic release, right? Yeah, see that? And I like to keep the hi-hats going in this section right here, so that way the vocalist, the rapper, the singer, whomever, particularly geared towards rappers, they're able to keep their timing. They can still, rap in that section even though they don't have the kick to anchor them. They can go off of the hi-hat for the cadence or rhythm that they're rapping to, right? And then see that kick comes in, the kicks come in at that point, and it's a lot more drastic because you haven't heard them for a second, right? But you're also taking away these hi-hats, so it's helping this to transition back down again. See, there you go. So I will, so I will let this play all the way through at the very end, so that you guys can get a sound of what you guys can hear what it sounds like all the way through if you like, right? So yeah, that's how I do my arrangements. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe. Please hit the like button. Please leave a comment. Please leave lots of comments, good or bad. I really don't care, right? You can follow me. Please follow me, right? Please follow me on all of my social links down in the description. And I've got kits down there, right? All kinds of kits, drum kits, MIDI kits, preset kits, all kinds of kits for you. So definitely check those out, right? Cool. Thank you. Peace.
Gods don't die.